What is good, guys? Is Ollie back again on the Project Race Car YouTube channel. Hope you guys are all well and good doing whatever you're doing at the moment. It is a beautiful Saturday morning, probably way earlier than I'd normally be up, but that is because we are heading on a 250-mile round trip to Hurley Engine Services in Bath to see a very, very good friend of mine who's going to be doing some machining work for me. And they have kindly allowed me to bring the camera along so we can go through everything, and so you guys can see a really in-depth look of what sort of processes a block and a head and a few other things, the crank and stuff, go through in order to be deemed fit to be reused in a new engine build, especially with forged rods and forged pistons. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit the road, and when I get there I will introduce you to my very good friend, and I will go through fully what we're going to be doing today, so stay tuned. So, this is Ian.
Hello. You want me to do some explaining? Right, we're a little engineering company. We've been going since 1967. We've recently gotten into grass care, I say recently, in the last 15 years. Mainly an engine remanufacturer. So I believe Ollie wants to give a little tour.
Go for it.
So, we're a small engine shop. The only thing we can't do in shop is line hone-in mains. We can do everything else in-house. And cam bearings, we send it away for cam bearings.
As well.
And balancing, yeah. But machining wise, that's the only thing we can't do. So we've got our AMC boring machine, quite old, she's a bit rickety, which does the job. It's a bit of a beast, she's got a bit of a rattly gearbox, so don't worry about that too much. This is our Southern Honing machine, I can't remember the model now, CB616. There's quite a few variants of these, but that's exactly what we needed to do. Got our standard hot wash here, we can do flywheel grinding, bead blasting, 50-ton press over there, which is general purpose. What else we got? Oh, we got our Acro Blaster here. This has got ceramic bead in it. Literally, it's a rust out of anything. It's amazing. I'm not sure if we want to change that to ali oxide at some point. We're going to keep it ceramic for now. See how we get on. It's just our little general storage area here. Got quite a few engine jobs in one thing and another. Got our old Tos Kerman, I think it's pronounced, mill. Yeah, Tos Kerman. She's a Czech Republic mill. She's a bit of an old dog, but we love her. That literally is true. This is just a standard lathe. Really awkward explaining around your own shop when you work here. Yeah. So this is our Sun-in valve grinding machine. Do everything, anything to a valve on this thing. Works really well. Bit old now, but she's okay. We got our VGS 20 seat cutting machine. Very good bit of kit. Absolutely love it. Don't know what we do about it these days. Got our standard pillar drill. This thing is Scary Mary, but she's good as gold. Literally, she's Scary Mary.
Does look a bit scary, I must say.
Yeah, she's a monster thing, she is. We've got our little Sun-in press there, little 1-ton hydraulic press, she's sweet as that. We've got our Burco head facing machine here.
It's going to go on that in a minute.
And the block, hopefully. Yeah. All nice and clean as well, get nice and dirty. And then we got our valve. Well, I suppose valve installing and refitting machine. Well, I don't know what you could technically call it. We just call it the valve machine.
Awesome.
Apart from that, we've got everything else there.
But yes, so the purpose of me being here is obviously to do my block and head. We're also going to do quite a few other things as well. Don't exactly know everything. I did list it to you, but I didn't know. I can't remember it all off the top of my head, so we're just going to set the camera up and crack on. So Ian's checking my head, which in a previous video, I did sort of dust over with some light 1000 grit. Do you want to tell me how straight it is?
I'll tell you exactly how straight it is, but I know it's got a gasket pipe between the cylinders,
so
which isn't much
skimming.
good. Does need a skim, yeah. So that ain't no problem at all.
I did notice you've got the little, that's how maximum you can grind it to, isn't it, those noggins? I
assume so, yeah. Not actually, I don't see many of these heads, to be honest. They just don't go wrong.
Yeah.
So we only, if you think about it, we only see
tractor stuff and
what goes wrong.
Yeah.
If you'll see loads of L200 heads, you'll see loads of Land Rover 300 TDI heads, because they fail. Yeah. We don't normally tend to do specialist stuff like this. I'm using specialist terms.
Well, it's mainly, well, I took this engine apart. I didn't need to take this engine apart because there's nothing wrong with it, but...
No, you just give it a freshen up. Yeah,
well, there was a few things wrong with it, but I'm going forged, so...
That's right. Well,
saving the block before I put a rod through it.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get all the faces cleaned up on it. Yeah. We'll get it on the machine, check it for flat, give it a good wash, check all the valve stems, all the valve seats, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully freshen up, sort it out.
tank the head and the block, but we're going to machine them first, because obviously you'd machine them first, so yeah. So here we are just cleaning up the head and loosening any dirt and carbon by going over the ports and chambers with wire wheels and Scotch-Brite. We also removed some of the high spots in the chamber castings to hopefully reduce hot spots within said chambers to limit any potential knock.
Sometimes I wish this thing had a window on it.
So you can see it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hello. Normally you'll find, generally speaking, that the clearance is built into the valve stem, so the exhaust valves are normally a valve smaller, generally speaking, than the inlet valves.
Right.
The inlet valve stems are actually a valve bigger. Sometimes it's built to go. In this case, this exhaust size a valve smaller than the inlet. In theory, it should have a little more clearance, which it does. Again, this is a case of everyone does it differently.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way about it. Yeah, they're even.
Awesome. Don't need to worry about valve guides then. Cool. Right, do you want to explain what you're doing then?
Right, so we've got the head on, bolted down. We've just got to clock it in, just checking the tip there. Just got to clock it in, check the tips sharp, and then knock a foul on and see what happens.
Yeah.
There's loads of ways to clock a head in on a head facing machine. Everyone does it differently. We've just got a DTI, standard finger DTI, screw it into one of the clamps for the tips and level it across that way. So I'll get that done now and have a look.
Bloody hell, he is flat.
Flat enough for me. Should we flat this way? It's one of those things where you can't talk and think at the same time.
Yeah.
There we go. Talk to me.
So you reckon it's completely flat then?
Completely. It's actually completely flat. I mean, you sound surprised with it.
Yeah.
Let's check it all from the corners, isn't it?
We're only skimming it mainly because it will just give it, well, there's gasket.
A little bit of gasket bite.
A little bit of gasket bite to get rid of it, but yeah.
Give it a fighting chance. Do me.
Awesome.
Yeah, the gasket bite's there. There's just a small step there.
Just where you can feel where it's bitten into the actual soft aluminium. So you've already got a pretty damn good finish after just skimming over this head. We're going to do it again though because it hasn't quite cut enough off, but it's beautiful.
Let's give it a quick deburr as well.
Yeah, it's nothing like freshly machined surfaces, is there?
No, it's nice.
Dan from RPM did clean out these oil holes as well because they were horrible and full of swarf. Yeah. He did that when he did the porting, so.
I'll just do this around the edge of here and it makes a world of difference. Just takes all the crabbiness off the corner.
Yeah, there's like these here, that's really bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason to do it for. Plus, customers, we don't like giving heads back to customers when they cut their hands on the corner.
Yeah.
Not going mad, but just tighten it up a little bit. Then the head face hurts too.
That's a lovely tool.
Cheap as well.
I'm really amazed that it's flat. I could have used this head.
The clock don't lie, the clock is calibrated.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, but why?
It's just nice to have a fresh go at it.
Do it right once.
You got it.
Do it properly, do it right once. One time.
Twice.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so yeah, you're going to Scotch-Brite out there just to...
Yeah, just to tar it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Where I've lost my W. Oh, there it is.
Awesome. So we just put the girdle in, and we're going to torque it up, and we're going to check all the mains, and then we're going to check the bearings as well, the clearances, and then measure it for oil clearance against the crank, just to verify that I was right in saying that my crank needs a regrind, in which I will buy a new crank. But if I can get away with using it, then I will. But I wanted somebody that I know and trust to check it for me whilst I'm present. So yeah.
Also, why do you trust me?
Why do I trust you?
Why? what reason do you have to trust me?
Because raisins.
Oh, raisins. Should be a mic in there, and there's not. I'm going to find it.
That was brilliant.
What an idiot. But just so you know, Mike, this is for you. I'm so glad someone numbered these boxes, or I get really confused.
So this is a Sun and dial bore gauge, isn't it?
Yes.
And for those of you guys that are into this sort of stuff, this costs a lot of money.
They're very good as well.
Very, very accurate. And then you've got the setting base for it.
Yeah, they're very accurate until the 4-inch pin wears out. And the 4-inch pin's about 300 quid, so we just don't use it.
Bloody hell. And then you've got your external mics.
Yep. We'll get a pin mic out in a minute, just check the bearing thickness as well.
Awesome. So of course all of this machinery, all of this equipment has to be set up to be able to get it to
we calibrate it every year.
Know if it's right.
Yeah. You have to know it's a round hole.
Well, that's good news.
It's a good start. Alright, so let's just check all these through.
I mean, the blocks on these are normally pretty bloody good because obviously being cast iron.
They got a lovely cradle on them as well.
Yeah, big old cradle, thick boy. They all fairly good?
Yeah. They're all in the realms of reason.
Cool. So, those of you that want to know, that are interested, I know Ian through AGN, which is a friend of ours, little like gaming network thing, isn't it? And I go to LAN events with Ian and quite a few other people. If you're interested in that, I've got a private channel that's called ScanYourMan93, so if you Google that, if you search that on YouTube, you should be able to find that. But that's how I know Ian. He knew that I needed a load of machine work, so I said, do you fancy doing it for me? And he said, yeah, bring it up, we'll sort you out.
Yeah,
so
gives us something to do on the weekend.
Just checking it for straightness.
Straight. Perfect.
Yeah. It's perfectly straight then.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
So you would be happy to say that that is a perfectly serviceable. I mean, obviously it's a little bit tight. It's a little bit looser than stock, but it's nothing going to be.
Wouldn't put it in a race car, but in a road car, it'd be absolutely fine. I couldn't see a problem with this all day long, every day. I don't see why it would need a regrind. We're going to give it a good polish now, and we'll probably come back once it's
as long as
before and the well, if I give it a wipe off, I'll show you the before and after, see what it looks like.
As long as you'd use it, I'm happy with that.
I'd use it.
Awesome.
So in this clip, I did a simple and rough mod to the main oil pump supply channels to the main gallery. Not so much to smooth them, but mainly to remove the harsh vertical to horizontal transition the oil has to make to enter the main gallery. From factory, it is more or less a straight edge due to drilling for the gallery itself. Simple and easy to round off that edge, just to improve a little on how the oil flows. So we're just getting, Ian's just setting up the milling machine. Hello. Ready to mill the block. So what we're going to take, what, 2,000s off this as well?
About 25 million thou.
About 25 million thou. So Ian has found that there's a low spot in the middle, but we're going to go ahead and give it a quick skim over the top once, and then you should be able to see the low spot. So this one may need 2 cuts. Well, it will need 2 cuts.
Yeah, it will.
So.
Definitely.
So we did a 2 thou pass, and it's not quite touched everything, so unfortunately it's not going to be a one-hit wonder like we thought.
Nah, nice try. We'll take another 2 off.
Yeah, take it.
We won't go too mad, can't take too much off the box. It'll be alright.
Take another 2 off, we'll see what happens. So we just skimmed another 2 thou off, and it's just not quite taking it off. So what are we doing, another thou? So we're doing another thou off, so this should get rid of all of these marks and also hit the bits in the middle, so fingers crossed. So we're just
Resharpening the top of the boards just so you can get your rings in.
So the harsh surface means you can't get the piston rings in, so
they'll catch.
Yeah, the rechamfering allows you to pop the ring in nice and easy.
There we go. Nice fancy chamfer.
So just quickly before we wrap up this video, this block was hot tanked again after all of this machine work was done for about half an hour to make sure it was perfectly clean. Okay, so that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how much footage we got. I think we got a lot, so I may have to sort of cut it down, maybe make 2 episodes out of it. I'm not sure. Thank you very much, Ian. You're a gentleman and a squire. You sorted me out good and proper on this one.
That's right. You try.
All of the work that he has done has been fantastic, and yeah, thank you for helping me out.
No problem, mate.
If you did like this video, guys, don't forget to leave a like rating down below. Yeah, leave a like rating down below. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment letting us know what you thought. Definitely subscribe and stay tuned because we've got lots more content coming like this. And thank you to the key workers that are going above and beyond. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye.